Hi, I'm Jessie. Welcome back to my channel. In my last video, I laid out my 12-week workout plan, and now it's time to talk about how the last week went and what we've got in store for the future. Also, we're going to go into a little bit of my motivation strategies, what I found helpful, and what's been stressful in the past. So for my weigh-in this week, I was at 223.6, which is actually a pound higher than it was last week. Definitely a bit disappointed, but not super surprised. Last weekend, I ended up making some poor food choices and ended up in a calorie surplus instead of a deficit. So even though the rest of the week I did really well, basically I was just working my way back to the starting line. Also on Monday, I ended up having a vet emergency, so I ended up not working out that day. Good news, everyone's fine. It just ended up being a really long and expensive day. To compensate for missing that workout day, I did end up working out on Wednesday, which had been my original planned day off. So overall, I'm counting the week as a win because I did stick to both my calorie and exercise goals from Monday moving forward. One thing to take away from that, though, is the lack of weight loss. It's a good reminder for me that there really aren't any days off. My non-workout days do need to also just be low-calorie days in general. So it's not just the not working out that day, that also means I need to make sure that I'm eating less so I'm still maintaining that calorie deficit on those days. Otherwise, all I'm doing is negating all of the hard work that I'm doing the other days of the week. One thing I did notice this week was that my balance of macros, the carbs, fats, and protein, was not what I was expecting it to be. So in the past, I've really struggled with the carbs just taking up a huge chunk of my calorie proportions. And actually what I found is that my fat intake is actually taking up the majority of my calories right now. One of my favorite foods is cheese, and I've been leaning on that heavily, so definitely need to cut that back so that's less of an issue. One thing I did expect that I struggled with was getting that protein balance up where I wanted it to be. Still getting my minimum that I need for the base nutrition, but less than what I wanted to for both staying satiated throughout the day and also for building muscle going forward. Since I am vegetarian, it's not really easy to do a protein heavy diet. It's not like my boyfriend who can just, eat some more chicken breast or something like that. So what I am going to focus on is incorporating more of the beans and the bean-based meat alternatives so that I'm really getting the higher portion of proteins into my calories. Really enjoy curries, really love stir fries. They're super easy, super versatile. Plan is to do some more of those and just be mindful about the oil and the carb portions. So I'll, have some really delicious, yummy food and feel satiated and not sabotage myself like I have in the past. So that's my food plan for the next couple of weeks. So we'll see how that goes, see if everything stays on track the way that I want it to be, and then just kind of check back and see if there's any adjustments that need to be made based on that. So now let's talk about the exercise and the activity plan. Right now I am on medical restrictions, so I can't do anything, no strength training or anything like that with my arms or my hands or my wrists. So that's out, but what I can do is I can keep on pushing on that cardio, even increase that a little bit. And then I can also start a little bit more of that core and leg strength training, which is also really important. So previously, what I've done is I go way too hard at the beginning of an exercise or diet routine, and then I end up either burning myself out or injuring myself, and then I'm not actually making any lasting progress. So what I want to do this time is really ease into it slowly, build a good routine, and just kind of turn the general higher activity levels into more of a habit instead of burning out like I have in the past. So right now what I'm going to do is, in addition to my cardio, I want to try adding in some yoga about 2 to 3 days a week, and start working on just my general core strength and flexibility. Really looking forward to seeing how this next week goes. Feeling good about where I'm at right now. Want to push myself just a little bit harder. One of the tools that I'm using for staying motivated is a virtual walk through a company called The Conqueror. They have a bundle of Lord of the Rings challenges that lets you walk from the Shire to Mordor. When I saw that, could not resist because I'm a huge nerd and I love Lord of the Rings, one of my favorite book series, one of my favorite movies. So right now I'm on my second challenge. The challenge is to walk 680 miles in 6 months. I'm working my way towards the end of that. The end of November is my expected end date, and right now I'm just a tad behind. I'm about 3 miles behind, with about 200 miles left to go. All exercise, so including the yoga and stuff like that, can count towards those miles. The Conqueror has a really nice conversion chart, so makes that super easy and helps me motivate myself to do some of the things that I don't really like. Nobody loves cardio. Don't personally like it a whole lot, but have been learning to enjoy it a little bit more. One of the things that I still really don't enjoy is that strength training, so hoping to lean on that to really get my motivation up and stay focused on that. So staying on track this next week, not only will I end up being caught up, but I should actually be ahead on the challenge, so really looking forward to that and getting to the end of that. That's all I've got for this week. I appreciate you hanging out and appreciate all the support. I'll see you next week, and hopefully we'll have better news than we did this week. Thanks again. Have a great night.